Hey everybody, welcome to another director's filmography ranking list. And today I will be ranking all 10 of Wes Anderson's films. Yes, I've done other director ranking videos such as David Lynch, Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Smith, the Coen brothers, Stanley Kubrick. Now I am on Wes Anderson. Yes, Wes Anderson is one of my favorite directors, and yeah, I thought I rank all of his films. I've seen them all now. He's done 10 films, and rank all 10 from my least favorite to my favorite. So yeah, and of course, keep in mind personal opinions, of course. Like some of his most beloved films are a little bit low on the list, so just keep in mind it's my personal opinion. It's just my personal opinions, and I will say I don't hate any of these films. My least favorite, I don't hate it either, and it's but I just not really a fan of it, and it's the only one I don't really necessarily like. I like all the others though, but of course some more than others and whatnot. But yeah, but anyways, yeah. So all right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? All Wes Anderson's films ranked from my least favorite to favorite. Okay. Okay, starting with number 10. So number 10 is, like I said, the only Wes Anderson film that I didn't really like that much, but I don't hate it. I think it's okay, but yeah, and it is his most recent film, actually. Just came out last year. That is The French Dispatch. Yeah, French Dispatch is honestly my least favorite Wes Anderson film. Again, I didn't think it was bad. It just was not really for me. It was kind of boring, to be honest. Not all the way through. There were some cool moments in the film that I liked. This is an anthology film, and the only story in it, there's like three different stories. The only story that in it that I actually kind of liked was the first one with Benicio del Toro. Um, all the others I didn't really care for, but that one was kind of cool. And I did like, even though I wasn't into the third story, the last one, but there was a cool scene that was like entirely animated that I liked. That was pretty cool. And also in that same story, which is honestly my favorite part in the movie, was the part where Saoirse Ronan was singing a lullaby in French. And mostly just because I have a huge crush on Saoirse Ronan, so that's why that was my favorite part in the whole movie. But yeah, that's like the only stuff I liked about the film. I mean, it was very well made. Don't get me wrong; it was very well made, and of course the actors were all good. But I don't know. It just as a movie itself, it's not a movie I don't know if I would ever watch it again. Honestly, I think it might be a one and done. Maybe in the next few years or so, I might give it another try, but definitely not anytime soon. Um, yeah, and what was disappointing too is that this was actually my most anticipated film of last year of 2021, and I didn't get to watch it until this year, but until it was on HBO Max, but it was disappointing. Again, not bad, just a little disappointing and just not really for me. So that's why it is number 10, The French Dispatch. Okay. All right. So number 9, all right, like I said, the rest of these I do like. Even though this one is low on the list, I do like it. I'm just not a huge fan of it. That's why it's low. And this is one of his most beloved films. I think a lot of people might say that this is their favorite Wes Anderson film, and it is one of his animated films. His first animated film. That's right. That is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yes, Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think is very good. I think it's a very good stop motion film. Um, it was actually my very first Wes Anderson film. I saw this as a kid whenever it came out, and I liked it then. But I didn't like it that much. I just liked it a little bit. And like I didn't really grow to appreciate the film until I got older and until I started watching other Wes Anderson films. Then I was like, okay, I really do like this film now. Um, or at least I appreciate it. But yeah, after watching all of Wes Anderson's films, it's not even close to being my favorite. I think the story is okay. The characters are pretty good. I like the voice acting. George Clooney is very good as the title character, Mr. Fox. And the animation is amazing looking. It is great animation, great stop motion. Um, I don't know. I do find the movie to be a little rushed, especially toward the third act. Like I felt like the ending was rushed. I felt like the whole film was rushed, really. Which I kind of get. I get kind of why. I mean, for one thing, why it's short is because I mean, it's a stop motion film and it's hard to make. It's not easy to make a special like full length stop motion film. So I get that, but it just felt like it went by way too fast. And yeah, it drags it down for me. I don't think the film is overrated. I just think it's a little bit overhyped. I don't think it's his best film. But it is a very good film. I do like Fantastic Mr. Fox. I just don't love it like everyone else. And that also is the same thing about my number 8, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah. But yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox, that is number 9. Yeah. Okay, number 8. Same with Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is also, to a lot of people, their favorite Wes Anderson film, and a lot will even say that this is his best film, which again I don't agree. This was actually my second time watching it for the ranking. The first time I saw it, I wasn't honestly like a huge fan of it, but then the second time I liked it better. My number 8 is the Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah. Again, though, like Fantastic Mr. Fox, I don't think it's overrated, but I do think it's a little overhyped. I do like it a slightly better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. Actually, quite a bit better. Not really slightly, but I do like it better. I think it's a better film, and I like the cinematography. The cinematography is really good. Maybe his best use of cinematography, perhaps. I don't know, but yeah, and the production designs, the costumes and whatnot are great, and all the performances, especially Ray Fiennes as the lead character, he was very good, and everyone else is great too. It's got a very good cast, and also it has more Saoirse Ronan than French Dispatch, so that's a plus. Even though it still could have had more of her, but that's beside the point. I love Saoirse Ronan. I just would love to see more of her. but no, it's a very good film. And I kind of get why people love it. Even though, like I said, I do think it's a little bit overhyped, but I get it more than I get why people love Fantastic Mr. Fox so much. I think it's better. And yeah, I just don't love it, but I think it's very good. And yeah, and it is my number 8. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Number 7 was the last Wes Anderson film I watched. It was my first time watching this for the ranking. I'd never seen it before I started this ranking, and I liked it better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is his second animated film, his second stop motion film. Isle of Dogs. Yeah. Yeah, I liked Isle of Dogs better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. This one might even have a better cast than Fantastic Mr. Fox. You got like Bryan Cranston and Edward Norton, and of course Bill Murray and whatnot. Yeah. And I really liked Bryan Cranston in this movie. I liked his character, and yeah. the story was very interesting. I thought the story was very interesting, even more interesting than Fantastic Mr. Fox, and it was pretty cool. I liked it quite a bit. Maybe the more times I watch it, maybe I'll like it more because this was my first time watching it, and just not quite up there for to be in definitely not quite up there to being like one of my favorite movies of all time. That's for sure. I don't know if it ever will get that way, but no, I enjoyed Isle of Dogs. I thought it was very good, and yeah, that is number 7. All right, number 6. Number 6 is his debut film, and I actually have reviewed this movie for the channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. That is Bottle Rocket. Yeah, sorry, that probably looks terrible. The lighting sucks. I know. I'm sorry, but yeah, Bottle Rocket. Yeah, now I will say this: rewatching this for the ranking, I don't like it as much as I did whenever I reviewed it because I really liked it whenever I first reviewed it. But I don't know. I found it to be a little bit slow this time around, but I still enjoy it. I still like it very much. Obviously, I have it at number 6. It's a very funny film. Both Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson are both great and hilarious in this film, especially Owen Wilson. Yeah, and for Wes Anderson's debut, I think it's very good. Yeah, just not his best. I understand when people say that it's one of his weakest films. Do I agree? To an extent, yeah, kind of. But I still enjoy it like even more than the ones that people say are his best, like Grand Budapest and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I like it better. But yeah, Bottle Rocket. It's a good movie. It's a good Wes Anderson film. Again, not his best, but yeah. Bottle Rocket, that is number 6. Alright, now we're in the top 5. So, okay. Coming in at number 5, along with Isle of Dogs, this was my first time watching it. And I was quite shocked, actually, because I think a lot of people might say, like, along with Bottle Rocket, like, if not Bottle Rocket, then this might be his weakest film, and I definitely don't agree with that. I think this might be his, second most underrated film. We'll get to another that I think is his most underrated in a minute, but a little while. But I think this is very good, very underrated. My number 5 is The Darjeeling Limited. Yeah. I think this is a great film. I love all 3 leads. Owen Wilson, Jason Schwartzman, and Adrian Brody. All great in this film. They all play brothers. And Angelica Houston was also very good as their mother. It was a very good film. I liked it a lot, actually. I thought it was very well made. I even liked the short film that came along with it. That was called Hotel Cavalier, I think might be the name of it. And that one had Jason Schwartzman and Natalie Portman as well. And I think she's only like in one scene in this movie, but she's more in the short film. But yeah, I had the short film on this DVD, and I watched it before I saw the movie, and it actually goes along with the film, really. But yeah, it's a very good film. I like it a lot. Darjeeling Limited, really good film. That is number 5. All right, number 4. Number 4. Unfortunately, I don't own this one. I need to get this one along with my number 3. I don't own my number 3 either. But my number 4 is, I think, the movie that put him on the map. Either this or Royal Tenenbaums, which of course we'll get to later. But this was his second film after Bottle Rocket. My number 4 is Rushmore. Rushmore. Yeah, very good film. I also reviewed this actually. I did go check it out. I forgot I reviewed this movie also, but yeah, um, very good. Jason Schwartzman and Bill Murray. This was their first collaboration with Wes Anderson, and yeah, they're both great in this movie. Both really funny. I love their chemistry together as both friends and enemies in the story. Really cool, and really funny, of course. And also Olivia Williams, who plays the love interest. She was very good as well. Yeah, I really like Bottle Rocket or Bottle Rushmore. Sorry, I really like Rushmore. Yeah, I think this is my brother's favorite Wes Anderson film, and I get it. It's very good, very good. Yeah, Rushmore. That is number 4. Okay, now we're in the top 3. Number 3, I'm actually surprised that this made it in the top 3 because I think before this, I wasn't like big into it. I even had some of the same issues I had with it, had with Grand Budapest, where before because I did a review on this one as well, and I think I said in that review that I found it to be like too fast paced. But after rewatching it, I didn't find it that way anymore. I thought it was pretty well paced. I mean, it's short. All of Anderson's films are pretty short, but I thought it was pretty well paced this time around, and I really like it a lot. My number 3 is yeah, Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah, my favorite of the later Wes Anderson years. Because honestly, I like his older work, his early work better than his later work. But I really like Moonrise Kingdom, and it made it into the top 3. Again, I'm really surprised. And this has a great cast as well. Got Bruce Willis, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, of course, Francis McDormand, Tilda Swinton. Um, Jason Schwartzman, Harvey Keitel, and also the 2 leads. I don't know their names, unfortunately, but the boy and the girl in the movie, the 2 leads, they are both amazing. Some of the best child acting I have ever seen. I love them. I love their performances, and the characters are very good. They have very good chemistry together. It's a great love story about these 2 12-year-olds who both run away from home. It's very good coming of age film, and done in a very Wes Anderson way. But yeah, Wes Anderson made a really good coming of age film. You could say maybe Rushmore might be a coming of age film also. Perhaps, but I gotta say this one's done even better. Yeah, I love Moonrise Kingdom. Very good film, and it is my number 3. All right, number 2. So yeah, I said that first. I said that Darjeeling Limited could be his most underrated film. Well, it's his second most underrated because this is his most underrated, in my opinion. My number 2 is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Yeah, yeah. This film is amazing. Like it's really close to beating my number 1, but not quite. And if you know my channel, you probably do know what my number 1 is. It's honestly one of my favorite films of all time. If you've seen my favorite movies of all time list, but this is a close second, of course. Number 2. I love this movie. It's so good, and I wish more people loved it as much as me. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, Bill Murray's best performance. He is so fucking good as Steve Zissou. And also, I gotta say, Owen Wilson's best performance. He is actually really good in this movie. I mean, other than Wes Anderson films, I don't think Owen Wilson is a great actor. But, but when he does Wes Anderson, he is very good. And this is his best performance, I have to say, in this film, Life Aquatic. And also, you also have Cate Blanchett, who's great in this movie as always. Great actress, anyways. And also Willem Dafoe. I love Willem Dafoe in this movie as Klaus. He is really funny. Angelica Houston as well. Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, it's a great film. I wish people loved this movie more than more than they actually do. Unfortunately, not a lot of people like it, and I it's a shame because I think this movie is great. It also has some really cool like visual effects and stuff. And like some cool like animation with like some of the fish and whatnot. It's it's awesome. It really is. Yeah, I love Life Aquatic, and it is my number two. All right, and it would be my number one if it wasn't for this movie. Like I said, you probably know what it is because I've talked about this movie a lot, and I'm going to talk about it again. My number one favorite Wes Anderson film is The Royal Tenenbaums. Of course. I mean, I don't know. I think not just because it's my favorite Wes Anderson film, but I honestly do think this is his best film. It's just very well made, very well written, very well acted by everybody. All these actors do great performances. Danny Glover, Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston, Bill Murray, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, and even Alec Baldwin is the narrator, and he was also very good. And even Ben Stiller's kids in the movie, I mean not his real kids, but his kids, his characters' kids, they were also very good. Everybody does a great job. I love all the characters. Okay, I'm not really into Owen Wilson's character that much, but he was very good in the movie. Don't get me wrong. I just kind of wish, if I have one negative for the Royal Tenenbaums, it's Owen Wilson's character. Like, I felt like he could have been used a little bit better. But other than that, that's maybe more of a nitpick, really. But it doesn't take away the fact that I love this movie. All these other characters are great and they're very well acted. My favorite character is actually Richie, played by Luke Wilson. He was very good. I would say a close second is probably Gene Hackman as Royal Tenenbaum. But yeah, I think this movie's great. I also love the soundtrack to this film. I forgot to mention the soundtrack to Life Aquatic. That is honestly probably my favorite soundtrack, Wes Anderson soundtrack. I mean, a little off topic now. I should have talked about when I was talking about Life Aquatic, but that one had some great shit on it, like Devo, David Bowie, which I'm wearing a Bowie shirt, and the Stooges. This also has a great soundtrack. You got the Ramones, Nico, The Clash, Velvet Underground, and Rolling Stones, and my favorite song in the movie is "Needle in the Hay" by Elliott Smith. Very good song. In fact, this movie made me an Elliott Smith fan afterwards. But yeah, I love Royal Tenenbaums. It is so good. If you haven't seen Royal Tenenbaums, you need to watch it. It is amazing. And it is my favorite Wes Anderson film of all time. Number one, Royal Tenenbaums. All right, there we go. There's my Wes Anderson ranking. I finally got it out, and yeah, there it is. So, all right. So in the comments, please give me, if you've seen all of his films, give me your ranking for all of his films. And if you haven't seen them all, maybe just rank all the ones you have seen. And if you don't want to do that, just, say what your favorite and least favorite Wes Anderson films are. All right, so please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. And honestly, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do next. I don't know what the next music-related video will be. There will be a review out next Monday. There will be a new review out, a new movie review. I don't know what yet. It's either going to be Big Trouble, Little China, or something else, another movie that I have seen before. But yeah, I'm going to watch it again and review it. Yeah, I don't know what yet, and I don't know what will be out this Thursday. Probably a ranking of, an album ranking where I rank every song from an album, but I don't know what yet. But anyways, whatever it is, I'll see you then, and Peace.